In our last episode, we completed the cockpit, rod locker, and starboard electrical locker. In this episode, we will frame the foredeck and wire the battery locker. We begin by cutting and placing 1-inch thick EPS flotation foam, making sure that there are cutouts for water to drain into the bilge. A layer of 1/8 inch Piedmont PVC signboard is cut to form the bottom of the forward lockers. Bulkheads are built and installed with rivets over the tracker structural ribs. 1.5 inch and 1 inch aluminum angle is used as stringers to connect the bulkheads together and to the hull. There are a minimal number of rivets attached directly to the outer hull. Attachment points typically are to the hull's ribs. A pocket is created in the foredeck to recess the trolling motor pedal. All forward areas of the foredeck that are not lockers are filled with flotation foam. Blocks that were removed from the tracker's center seat are repurposed along with pieces of pink EPS foam. All remaining areas are filled with 2-part expanding polyurethane foam. Before attaching the forward deck, the battery locker and wiring for navigation lights, fish finder, and trolling motor must be wired. Wires are run to the front of the boat through the side rib. A top-bowed deck section will provide a mount for the trolling motor and an area for wiring. All wiring terminates under a round hatch on the starboard bow. Navigation lights are riveted to the hull and marine sealant used around the wire. Note how a piece of tubing was used as a grommet to keep the aluminum sharp edges away from the wiring. The battery locker was wired next. 4-gauge wire was used for the Suzuki electric start engine. This wire was routed through a 75-amp circuit breaker. 8-gauge wire was routed through a 50-amp circuit breaker to the trolling motor power outlet. Dual battery disconnects were used. These enabled either battery to be connected to either the engine or the trolling motor. Note that the trolling motor is typically on its own battery and circuit. This is done to reduce any electrical interference that might disrupt the fish finders. The finished battery locker is designed to hold 2 Group 24 marine batteries and the onboard battery charger. In the final install, you will see that a small garden tractor sized battery was used for the Suzuki engine start, and that a Group 24 deep cycle battery was used for the trolling motor. A terminal block is also located in the main battery locker for all of the locker lighting. A 200-amp bus bar is installed for the negative terminals of the battery. The common negative bus bar allows either battery to service either engine or trolling motor. Cardboard is scribed to fit the shape of the hull and taped together to create a template. 1/4 inch Piedmont PVC signboard is cut to shape, fitted, and then riveted to the aluminum bulkheads and stringers. Locker hatches were built and reinforced with 1-inch aluminum angle and attached with stainless steel marine hinges. Slam latches were installed on the hatches. The trolling motor is mounted to a 3/4 inch piece of PVC board. This mounting piece was cut and sanded into a wedge, thin at the front and thick at the back, in order for the trolling motor to sit level. In our final video, we will examine the finish and final installation of all electronics aboard our Tracker 1542 John boat to bass boat conversion.